for example, or for day 2 notes, example 1, finding the GCF. And for this one, we can use the upside down birthday cake method we just talked about, or we can just do this in our head. So I see that my lowest number here is 5. Okay, can 5 go into all of these? And it can. So I'm going to say 5. Okay, if you want, you could write out your 3 numbers and decide from here, okay, they're not even, can't use 2, but they all end in 5, so you can divide by 5. And if I divide by 5, we get 159. And the only number that goes into 159 is 1, so 5 times 1 is 5. Okay. Now I look at my x's, and the lowest x I have is that 1x. So I'm going to use x to the first. Okay. In part B, we have 24, 12, and 18. Okay, so 24, 12, and 18. We can put the negatives there if you want. And then what goes into all of those? Okay, well, I know that 3 can go into all of those, or 2 can go into all of those. They're all even. So let's start out with 2. Okay, 2 goes into there, 12, 6, and negative 9. Okay, now what goes into 12, 6, and 9? Well, it can't be 2 because now you have a 9. So let's try 3. So 3 goes into 12 4 times, 3 goes into 6 twice, and 3 goes into negative 9 negative 3 times. Okay, so again we have an odd number, so we can't use 2. And so everything else is divisible by 1. So if I multiply 2, 3, and 1, that is 6. And you can also see that we have an x in every single term. So since we have an x in every term, getting a highlighter, okay, which one of those is the lowest x? And that would be x squared. Okay. Now in letter C, we have 35, 21, 14, and 28. It's a lot of numbers. So let me get my Post-it. Okay, so we've got 35, 21, negative 14, and 28. Okay, so I can't use 2 because I only have a couple even numbers. These are odd. 3 would work for this one, but it looks like it doesn't work for anything else. So I start going through the different numbers, and I get to 7. And I know 7 can go into 35 5 times, 7 goes into 21 3 times, 7 goes into 14 twice, and 7 goes into 28 4 times. Now, once I get to this row, the only number that goes into these numbers is 1. And I get the same number. So 7 times 1 is 7. So that is my GCF. And if I look at my x's, I don't have an x here. So if I don't have an x, I can't take an x out because there's no x to take. So in this case, for letter C, my GCF is just 7. I don't actually put a variable. Okay. In letter D, we can do the same idea. So 30, 24, 12, and 6. Okay, I can start with 2 because everything is even. I also know 3 can go into all of that. But I keep going and I think, okay, well let's try 6. I believe 6 can go into everything. 6 goes into 35 times, into 24 4 times, into 12 negative 2 times, and 6 goes into 6 1 time. The only numbers that go into there would be 1. So 6 times 1 is 6. I check for my variables. And yes, I have an x in every term, so my lowest x is just x. So I put that down. Okay. In E, we know that ending in 0 or 5 is divisible by 5. So for 20 and 15, we can do 5. Okay. And then 1 goes into those. So 5. My x's, the lowest x is x squared. Okay. In F, we have 4, 8, and 6. So the only number that can divide into all of those numbers is 2. Check our x's. We don't have an x there. So in this case, my GCF is just 2. Don't have an x to take out. And in letter G, we have 18 and 12. So we know that 2 can go into 18 and 12. So 2 goes into 18 9 times, and 2 goes into 12 4 times. The only number that goes into 9 and 4 is 1. So my GCF is 2 times 1, which is 2. And here, if I look at my x's, I don't have an x. So that's just 2.